Alright, would you go and have Jaina being taken by Jep? I love Jep's name to death. It is one of my favorite names. We do also have Toxic Core on the Stitches, on the Stitch, Stooch. Stitch is very... Ooh. Here I am trying to talk about how good Stitch is, and then the freaking Lost Vikings come in. Hello? Good. So nice to see you. So Ratson going to be pulling triple duty, playing 3 different heroes. So normally this is a game where you can avoid your opponents, but now suddenly you don't need Brightwing to side soak. You've got the Vikings in all 3 lanes, and you still being able to push or hold a point very effectively. That is critical. That is criminal. That is a smooth criminal. We're gonna have the Tyrande, a very aggressive tank. Pull into stun, into bam, thank you, you're dead. Hogger going to be going up into some of the Lost Vikings in the offlane. That's the other thing, because this is not a double soak map. So suddenly the 4-man's going to be pushing really effectively, going around, picking off people, and the Vikings are just going to be passing this. I love this comp from Macro Machines, but tell me what you guys think. I'll go ahead and put the predictions up, put your money where your mouth is, bet with all that you are, with all of your might, and I'll see you guys in a second.
Oh, a swap. Oh no, but a swap followed by a light bomb.
Here. 4-man mosh pit followed by a tomb. Oh no. Oh, here's light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're gonna follow up, and they're gonna get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's gonna be everybody dying. Oh my God! When does this happen? Everybody's dead.
Alright, coming into a game number 1 between Macro Machines and newly animated Nazguls. We have Macro Machines on the left, on the blue side. Ratson is going to be playing the Johanna, the Orcish Johanna at that. We do go and have Frizzonk is going to be on the Sergeant Hammer. I love the gangster skin on Sergeant Hammer. It's amazing. I'm just going to zoom in here real quick. Look at that thing. It's great. It's even I'm so happy right now. We have Jimmy Bob Joe coming on the Rhaegar. Arcane 13th is going to be playing the Sylvanas that I can't click on. And we do go ahead and get Juke City is playing Baylog the Fierce, Eric the Swift, and Olaf the Stout. But meanwhile, on the orange side of the battlefield, we do go to have Lone Wolf representing a Hogger. Nemesis is going to be doing cheese things with Sylvanas. We do go to have Mimius is playing the Tyrande. Toxic Core going to be on that Stotches. And then Jep on the Jaina, the Jeppa. Oh, come on, guys. Kill it. Okay, I get that. But still. So they are on your orange team. They are the team from the right, the newly animated Nazguls. The Nightmares of the Necropolis. I needed an appropriate way to say that. So we do go ahead and have quick rotations going top to mid. A little bit of battle up here. Juke City's going to be like, I'm just going to stay in this, like, I'm just a tiny Viking. I don't have all of my friends here, so I'm not stepping out into this Hogger. Meanwhile, though, speaking of friends, he may not have his other Viking friends, but here comes the cavalry. Coming up here, being like, Hogger, you better get out of here. And Hogger did get out of here. Hogger moving down here, goes ahead and smacks Arcane 13th, being like, you guys want to hit me with your hammer? Well, I've got a maul, and mauls are better than hammers. They actually aren't, but you know what? Oh, Juke City? Meanwhile, we do go ahead and have Nemesis, Toxic Core, and actually just like everyone coming down here and being like, these siege giants would be really good, but you know what? Do they come in orange? And here we go again. Nemesis with that Sylvanas damage. We do go in and get a kill onto another Viking. That is half a kill so far on the side of newly animated Nazguls. They're able to go in here and get a second. And remember what I said before? Although as this is happening, they are pushing in. They're doing well with Sylvanas. But up at the top, we've got a siege tank. And you know what siege is really well in Heroes of the Storm? A freaking siege kit tank. It's in the name. What do you want? Although... Oh yeah, duh. I was like, wow, that was actually a lot faster than I thought they would. I thought the siege tank would keep up pretty well. I forgot they have 2 siege giants with them. That makes a heckin' difference. We do have a bit of a split off. Sergeant Hammer's going to continue pushing this down. I love the little damage from Tyrande, the little cheeky damage, the alchemy cross. But meanwhile, they're like, you know what? They have a siege giant. However, it looks like they are going to have to pull back from this. They're not going to be able to stay this because there is just a continual push happening down here. Another, we have a full kill on the side of the animated Nazguls. Here's Arcane 13th and Rotson coming back saying, okay, we actually have to defend this. We can't race them against the Sylvanas and 2 Siege Giants. We kind of underestimated the strength of that push, and yeah, I would say you did, because they are just, they got through the wall. A lot of critical damage. They're like, who needs the objective on Sky Temple? Sylvanas, go! So we do go ahead and have the temples are coming up, capture the temples, and immediately we do have Toxicor occupying the middle one. Will they try for both? But here's the thing, keep in mind the animated Nazgul's comp, actually is slightly more aggressive than their opponents, so they could make a play for both. If they let them get stacked up, it's going to be very, very hard to move into this temple, but it does look like they're not going to try and fight for it. We do have Arcane in the middle. Top fort does go down to the laser fire, but we do go and have orange laser fire slamming into this middle fort. And down it goes. Boom, 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 boom. So with the Hogger moving dangerously close up here, the rest of the team is not coming with him. I don't know if this is a feint. Okay, good. Hogger to move away. I'm like, that is not going to be a thing that actually works out in the long run or in the short. We do go ahead and have a Nemesis. Jep! And Lone Wolf. They do go... I love how they... Oh, they actually came over and got this at some point. I did not notice that. Man, this is a whole different way of playing this map. I am taking notes, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, I see this map being played where you play it very, very defensively and you just let the lasers do your work for you, but that is not how we're seeing these teams approach it. They're just like, you know what? The point of the map is to use the lasers to hit the core, so we just need to like push down all of the structures as quickly as possible. So take the camps, take siege heroes, just run, 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 and kill, 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 kill. Do we have Toxicor and Nemesis? Arcane does go away getting hit by a non-kissing owl. Very important. So we do have another kill into another Viking. Hogger is free pushing up top. There is no Viking there. It does look like there's a Viking moving up there right now. He is the lone Viking at this point. Poor Juke City. Juke City kind of getting bullied everywhere. Actually, even with the Vikings, the experienced lead is on the side of newly animated Nazguls. Very unexpected, but you know what? Level 10s are unlocked for the Necropolis residents. I was trying to find a better word for living in a house than that. Dwellers, Necropolis dwellers. We'll probably go with that in the future. We do go and have Wailing Arrow, Gorge, Shockwave, Summon Water Elemental, and Shadow Stalk. There's a stun onto Arcane 13th. Here's the big pushing in. Does go ahead and knocks back. Mimi is trying to move into the area. Shadow Stalk does come through. A lot of damage onto Jimmy Bob Joe. And Jimmy Bob Joe going to be Jimmy Bob dead. We do go and have the level 10 is online on the side of macro machines, so nothing happening there, and it does look like... Oh, Arcane the 13th, you were trying to be a hero? I need a hero. Arcane the 13th won't get a hero this fight. And with actually only one kill, the other ones have respawned. This might be a little bit dangerous. Will we have them be able to move in here? They might suspect this is happening right now. Oh, they need to go fast, but they do sniff this out. This is the big opportunity. Here comes Johanna coming into that point. He's going to be able to go in unstoppable, and there's a lot of damage coming through. This is exactly what you might need if you are macro machines. Toxicor trying to stay on that point. Toxicor does go ahead and get a Gord off, but there's that. Jep goes down, Stitches goes down, Lone Wolf comes up to that point. Solanas has no health, cannot stay in here, and the boss is taken. There goes a dead Hogger. Get back to the Stormwind jail, sir. So with that, we do go have the rest of it being taken by Arcane 13, and that boss going to get a lot of value. We do go and have everyone starting to respawn right now, so they will be able to put up a good defense, but this is definitely equalizing the map to a good degree. Alright, we do go and have a lot of stuff going through. Boss is trying to push in right now, get everything they can. This very well could be a comeback time. They are going to go ahead and get keep damage at this point. There are no forts left on the map. It's surprising Sylvanas' Stitches actually left, not really respecting. Here Loose Stitches is coming back. Going to go ahead and stun, but that pesky wall has not been torn down yet. But there's a big stun coming in. Water Elemental comes out, and goodbye. Hammer goes down. Hero slain indeed. Juke City does go and take the top fort. There's an owl, scouts out the fact that these two are there. So kind of somewhat surprisingly, given the fact that Hammer is dead, they don't decide to go for it. I would have definitely run over there because all four of them were like right here on the map. I would have just turned and run this way to try and stop them. But that's not the play that was called. We have to deal with the reality we're actually in, not the reality of best hots according to Raka. I know, I'm disappointed too. We do go and have both sides. Arcane going to move out here, but there's another owl. Owl gets double damage. That's like a twofer. They always say if your first owl hits someone, then you win the video game. What happens if you hit two people with one owl? And I mean, obviously not when they're right next to each other. That doesn't count. Temples will be up in 15 seconds. We're going to have Hog going up here, taking the top vision. But Hog needs to be a bit careful. There is a Jimmy Bob Joe nearby. Juke City take a bit of damage against this Hogger. Hogger trying to push this back, trying to make sure that their minions win. But meanwhile, we do go and have a big rotation coming down bottom. It does look like mid fort is being picked up by the side of the macro machines. Meanwhile, bottom fort is going to be taken by the animated Nazguls. This is slightly favorable for the side of Nana, only because they already had lost a lot here. If macro machines had taken the bottom keep, they would have absolutely gotten a full fort down, whereas that may not happen at this point. Yeah, it does not look like they'll fully get that down. In the meantime, though, this fort will be going down. So I'm a bit surprised they didn't fight a little bit harder for that bottom, like knowing whoever controlled it would get a keep, or would get a keep out of it. I don't know why I said fort. I know the difference, I promise.
And so the light fades from my temples. But it will return.
Alright, I am curious here real quick. On this hammer. Okay, yeah, it does have the ability to turn unstoppable, so can respond to a Stitch's hook if they are looking for it. A lot of damage. Speaking, you know what? That's another way. It's like I don't need to become unstoppable to stop you from CCing me. I just need to make you dead because you definitely aren't CCing me if you're dead. Does look like we've got Lone Wolf going in, and there goes the Johanna. It is tank for tank. We do have the Viking starting to go down. Lone Wolf going in there. Big absorb coming out, but it does look like we're going to have macro machines trying to pull out of this fight. Arcane 13 says, dang it, I live forever, but apparently you guys attack me for longer than forever. This is cheating. This little, like, red circle around Eric, I always think that's a hero on the red team, even though they're orange. I'm like, how did Eric get there? And then I remember which team Eric's on, and I say, oh, never mind. All right, coming in. I like this call. So our opponents are down for a little bit. Let's go ahead and do damage to some structures. The more structures we can knock down, the more damage we can get done, the more effective our lasers will be at getting to the core. Exactly what I would want to see. Juke City might be in a... Oh, where are we going? Okay, they are pulling back. They just sensed their opponents were probably on the way. Meanwhile, Sylvanas does go in and clean themselves up a Viking. I never actually called out the ults. We do have Blessed Shield, Ardent Defender, Play Again, Ancestral Healing, and Napalm Strike. Napalm Strike is interesting. Not bad, just not what I normally see. Though I think both of Hammer's ults are super, super, super effective and understandable. I do think that Napalm Strike is probably better for Siege, which is what Hammer's kind of designed to do. Juke City, meanwhile, really? We used the Shockwave? I'm a bit surprised at that. So Johanna is going to get this, and once again, we do go ahead and have Macro Machines picking up this boss. They've cleared out bottom lane. They're going to be clearing out mid lane. So we are going to have almost everything being taken down. I do think the lasers will finish this off. We do have a... So here's the thing. Here's the defense from Macro Machines. If they can hold this back, there is a full health boss going straight into core. And that will... Okay, they don't want to fight over it. They're like, you know what? That's good enough. They do not get the shields. The core is still at 100%.
The red team's core is being...
So this is... There's currently 14,000 hit points between the orange team's temples. Oh, but Stitches actually got taken out by the boss? Boss indeed? Okay, they actually don't get through the shields either. That's critical. Losing shields to the core can actually be super, 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 super problematic. But they are without Stitches for 40 seconds. And that's definitely a no fun conga line that is potentially coming in with a bunker and a Zergling on the banner. Alright, we do go ahead and have... It does look like they are pushing. There is a Silence coming out. Silence a lot of people. Silence is Hammer, and Hammer's like, I don't need my abilities to do damage. I don't know if you knew that. Not all the Vikings are here. They're just kind of showing up now. There's those Napalm Strikes in order to push this down. You'll get caught up in the Juke City. So with that, there are no more hit points. Both teams are going straight into core. Both cores are at 150% health. For anyone that does not know, these shields will get you 50% of the core's maximum hit points. So if the core is at 100%, it effectively turns into 150%. If the core is at 10%, it effectively turns into 60%. Assuming the shields are at full. Juke City. You just let Olaf. But play again means that doesn't matter as much as it might. There's a stun coming in. Okay, big stun comes in. Here comes the abilities moving through. We do go ahead and have, a massive blizzard coming down. Johanna looking not too healthy. We do go ahead and have the Jimmy Bob Joe inside Stitch's stomach, trying to get out of there, but we do have a kill onto Johanna, kill onto Sergeant Hammer. This might be exactly what you need for the newly animated Nazguls. There are shots coming out, but a lot of deaths. I do not think the Nazguls can sustain this. Ancestral comes out, tries to get this into here, but no deaths have happened on the side of our orange team, and there's Rhaegar going down. Arcane, the only one still alive, other than, like, a third of Juke City? So you go and leave Lone Wolf and say, okay, here we go, win the video game. We went ahead and took that fight. They're not going to be up for 30 seconds. We're going to go ahead. We've already got through shields. The paint is scratched. GG is called by a Ratson. And here it comes. Yeah, I do not think there's any possible way. And with that, game number 1 does go in favor of the newly animated Nazguls. Congratulations. Here on Sky Temple. Now, as we wait to get the stats screen, I do want to address something because someone did whisper me, and I want to make sure everyone knows. If you are in chat and you want to type, and you're just like, why is there so many verifications? All you have to do to get around them is to like follow the channel, and 24 hours later you're able to talk. So I do realize there's a lot of barriers in the way from someone just walking in. I'm sorry, but the reason those are there is I used to get hate rated once a week, so I just had to basically be like, okay, if you want to hate rate me, you have to follow 24 hours in advance. And if I just see a whole bunch of bot accounts suddenly following, I just ban them within a day, and they can't like hate rate me anymore. So kind of necessary. I'm sorry for all the extra bullarchy, but it also like keeps me safe and sane, so worth. Regardless, though, here we are at the end of the first game. Looking at damage, we do go and have Sylvanas leading the way in damage, 42,000. Tyrande Mimius, I forgive you for making us wait all this time, 41,000 coming out of... We basically have the elves, elven archers, showing how it's done. And then third place is going to be the Hogger. In terms of healing, 58,000 healing coming out of Rhaegar. And we do go and get, well, to the surprise of absolutely no one, the Lost Vikings do outsoak Hogger, but that's not even honestly, that's not even that interesting to talk about. Like, of course that's going to happen. Duh. Regardless, though, I will see you guys in just a second. Oh, talents. We got talents. So copy them down, take them into Storm League matches with you. Go ahead and get all of the victory. Relish all of the slaughter, and I will see you for game number 2.
I keep watching the world go by in bullet time. I keep pushing the pain back down inside. Time trickles away as golden hammers chime. I keep hunting the peace I've been denied.
What am I here doing? It's weird. It's like falling into this like almost a Beatles-esque. Like you gotta have some layering going on. Come on, hair. Work with me here. Regardless, though, welcome to game number 2 here on Cursed Hollow, the Hollow of Curses. So after Macro Machines narrowly lost game number 1 to what I am going to claim is the Braxis Curse. Very, very even game. Could have gone to either way, but the Braxis Curse edged it out for newly animated Nazguls. We do go ahead and have the going to Cursed Hollow itself to fight the curse directly. Although that would be a better story if the Macro Machines had picked the map. They didn't. They do have first pick. So you know what? Never mind. I can't make that narrative work. I have Phelan. Phelan? Phelan is a word now. We'll go with that. Anubra continues to be the band, but this time we have Greymane being banned out. That's interesting. We have a change out in bands. Now, granted, we do have different people in. If you look over here, you will see that we have Just Poet and a KLA. I'll tell you right now, whenever I'm casting this game, I'm going to refer to that as just Claw. Because it just, I don't know, KLA, I don't know if that's initials or what, but I'm just like, Claw! And it makes me think of Inspector Gadget. It makes me like super happy. We have May, same bands can be out of Macro Machines, but this time we have the Dahaka, more global. It's interesting that they still want the global gone, but they're picking a different global than they picked last time. And there is the Brightwing. Very, very effective. Very, very effective. Very good pick. Brightwing actually has 4 claws, so good. Well done, Claw. Proud of you. Sylvanas continue to being Nemesis's pickup. And you're going to have the Haga, Das Haga, XX Lone Wolf, more like XX Lone Knoll, am I right? Yes, I did just finger guns, and I do not apologize for it. Well, 1000% doing it again tomorrow. So we do have the Sylvanas, once again, the Sylvanas I kind of love, she basically walks around with the curses, like, map objective in her pocket. Be like, who needs 3 curses? Just boop. We do go to have Leoric, the Clearing King. Leoric can theoretically split push on this map, but it's dangerous because there's so much. It's very, very easy for them to like catch him in rotations. We do go to have Ratson coming out on Johanna. Ban comes out on Chromie. Not going to be able to see any like time stop shenanigans. And watch Macro Machines go into like draft Zeratul just to show me, be like, we can still time stop. Don't tempt us. I guess Medivh also has the version of time stop. So looking at this, we don't have a tank yet, so we should be looking at a ban on either a tank or a healer. Definitely not the offlaner. Hogger once again coming out for Lone Wolf, and there is the Diablo. I should have known, if you already banned 2 tanks, you're going to be like, continue the tank choke. Don't give them a noob. Don't give them May. Don't give them Diablo. Make them take from the tanks we're not afraid of. I'm trying to remember what tank they actually used last game. It was definitely Johanna on Ratson. But I can't remember who it was. Bloody Drapes coming into chat. Hello, friend.
Ready for action.
There's the Muradin, the Murderin' Muradin. Coming in the Candy Cane skin. I love the Candy Cane skin so much. And Jep coming on Gino one more time. I do like Jaina quite a bit. Her burst, but now granted. I play regularly with a really, really good Jaina, so I might be a little bit biased when it comes to my just absolute love of Jaina in general. You're gonna have Lenora coming out from Arcane the 13th, and then Just Poet going to be on the Tassadar. I'm guessing that Just Poet, being the fact that they were playing the Tassadar, is the reason for the Chromie ban. Just Poet, probably a mage main, and Chromie is. If you've got a good Chromie on the other side, thank you, Anaressa, it is Stitches. If you have a good Chromie on the other side, Chromie just like eats your lunch and ruins your day. It's just like, oh, okay, so like, unimaginable damage. That's what you at least kind of see coming. Like, Tassadar shoots in a straight line. Chromie drops sand from the heavens. Oh, this is my jam indeed. We do have Murden and Lucio as the last two picks, not at the same time necessarily, from the animated Nazguls. So we are going to have... That's interesting. Lucio's speed boost does not seem super, super good here. Because Murden's... I mean, like, his engage is ranged already. It's not like that little extra bit of speed is going to make that big a difference for him. If he's engaged, he can jump, and then he can throw a hammer. So... Odd decision there. I'm not sure how big Lucio will be. It might be there in order to... No, not really. There's not really... It's not like high five is that necessary either. You don't have that much stun. I don't know, but I'll get the gambling up. Go ahead and tell me what you guys think, because I don't know what to think. And here we go.
Oh, a swap. Oh no, but a swap followed by a light
Play that
bulb.
here. Four-man mosh pit followed by a tomb. Oh no! Oh, here's Light Bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man Light Bomb. They're gonna follow up, and they're gonna get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's gonna be everybody dying. Oh my god, when does this happen? Everybody's dead.
All right, coming into game number 2, we are starting with the Macro Machines. Over here on the blue side of the battlefield, we have Arcane the 13th playing Hoppy Deer, Best Deer, Lunara. Claw is going to be on the Brightwing. Ratzin is coming in here on Johanna. Just Poet up here on the Tassadar. And in the offlane, we will have Juke City playing the Leoric. They are your blue team. They are your left team. They are the Ministry of Murder. Macro Machines. Meanwhile, on the orange side of the battlefield, once again going to the bottom lane in order for some Sylvanas cheese. We have Mimias coming down here on Lucio. Wait. Did you actually use the... It does not show me if they use their trait. I'm like, that the trait doesn't affect anything if your allies are mounted. I was going to have so much fun. We do go in and also have Nemesis on the Sylvanas. Toxic Core going to be on Meriden. We do go in and get Jep playing Jaina, and then a Hogger is going to be played by Lone Wolf. They are your orange team coming in from the right. The necropolis of nepotism? I don't know a good in-word for, like... I mean, I could say necromancy, but that just seems so blasé and try-hard. I don't want to say that. Necropolis of the Nether Realms, there we go. Not the Nether Regions, though. That could be misinterpreted. We did go in and have, Poet. Poet did take static charge, already up to 25 stacks out of 200. That is an eighth of the way complete. Just going ahead and, like, pushing his face up against the wall, being like, I want to get through here. A lot of damage on the Mimius. Okay, we do have Arcane the 13th. No, we do have the little Lucio speed boost. Does go ahead and save him, protects him from damage. We do, speaking of damage, we do have Nemesis moving up here. Going to be a Nemesis to the Siege Giant. Goes ahead and moves out of the way. Says, you can't hit me. And the rise I say that, I think they get hit. Whoopsie. There is Ratzin moving back and forth. A lot of damage going ahead and landing into that. Toxic Core is just kind of like, getting this done. We do go and have the Wisp. What do we take at level 1, Lunara? Lunara does actually take, reveals enemies. Interesting. You don't actually have any stealthers on the other side. I mean, that's still good. If they get out into Fog of War, it's not like it's worthless, but I don't usually see that talent unless you've got, like, a Valera or a Zeratul or something. lot of damage on the Claw, but Claw will be okay. However, as they go and move out of this, that's the thing, you can't, I swear to really animated Nazguls, they play this game differently than most other people I see, and there is first blood as Brightman goes ahead and just gets pickled to death, goes ahead and just stands at the bottom, and there's Murden comes in with a bap, 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 bap. And here's the thing, Brightman has a little head, so it's very easy to get like brain rattled. Nimius goes ahead and takes a lot of damage. Does actually get taken out with its dying breath from the depths of hell. That fort cursed Sylvanas. That fort is officially named Khan for the rest of this cast. If I refer to Khan, I'm referring to that fort. To go ahead and have the mercenary camp moving into the middle. This is going to be the first curse up here at the top. There is Claw. Just Poet in a lot of trouble. Polymorph comes down. Nice Polymorph. I do think that Lone Wolf... Actually, I don't think... Because Tesla was right here moving. I don't think Lone Wolf would hit with the E. But regardless, when you can't press your buttons, you definitely don't hit with the E. That's how that works. Oh, Hobby Dear Bestier? Maybe I shouldn't save Hobby Dear Bestier right after Lunara gets killed. Like, there is a limit to that saying.
The choice is simple.
Unless I want to say Hobby Dear Best Venison. Oh, I went there. We do go ahead and have the second curse coming up. First one was taken by the macro machines. There is a nice bush gank. Actually, I'm kind of surprised that... Oh, it was Johanna, but we have Claw moving in. Claw going to take a huge amount of damage. KLA, more like dead to stay. And we do go and have 1-to-1 in terms of the tributaries. Just Poet currently up to 65 on the quest. Actually, not farther than that. I've seen a lot of great plasma beams go through people. But not going to actually matter that much. Still only, I guess actually 65 is over a fourth of the way. Juxie takes a bunch of damage. Lone Wolf looking for this, but will not get it. They're going to go ahead and sip from the healing waters of the Moonwell. Meanwhile, we do have Johanna going out. Johanna will be back up before the tribute spawns, but I don't know because we'll be up about 10 seconds in advance. Thankfully, the tribute is on their side. A lot of damage going through. I swear, like, I almost want macro machines to get the curse because it just feels like Nazgul plays to the point where they're like, we're getting the curse without like getting the curse. It'd just be overkill for them to have it. You know, here's a big Toxic Core going to go ahead and start channeling this. And actually, yeah, Nazgul goes and picks it up. Very interesting and weird strategy where you end up with, oh, I didn't even notice I had this stupid thing on. Like, Murden is the one that goes channels, while everyone who isn't the tank goes ahead and makes a wall of flesh in order to keep people away from Murden. Not really what I would expect to see, but you know what? I'll take it.
Tribute this time.
We do go ahead and have a lot of damage coming in here. Level 10s are on lock for newly animated Nazguls. We do have Shockwave coming out of the Hogger. Haymaker on that. Interesting. Haymaker, really? Summon Water Elemental. Wailing Arrow, and then the Sound Barrier. We do get the, okay, Arcane? No, you cannot. And with the Silencing Arrow, I guarantee you, Lunara is not going to be pressing her buttons anytime soon. That is a long-term, that is a, like, 20-second Silencing Arrow. Silencing Arrow is only supposed to silence them for 2.5 seconds. That was triple that. Oh, great Shockwave in the back. and they have not gotten this. This would be crucial. The animator goes in, they go in and get the Leroy. Very, very low health from KLA. They are moving in here. They say, okay, let the other ones go. We will run double boss. Top boss is pushing the top. Bottom boss is pushing. You guessed it. Yep, bottom. Lone Wolf taking a lot of damage. Poison going in, but we do have a kill onto the Brightwing. There is a kill onto both Lucio and Hogger. Toxicor may be in a bit of trouble. Merton trying to get his candy cane booty right on out of here, and looks like they will be allowed to leave. A little bit of a chase going on. Jep very, very low. Arcade wants this, but will not catch them. Meanwhile, up top, we do have the boss goes in and cleans up the top fort. Very, very low. Will get cleaned up by the massive cannons linked here. But meanwhile, oh no, that was actually, I just completely had them written off as escaped, but Arcade the 13th gets their revenge. Says, yeah, your silencing arrow made me not say anything for a really long time. How do you like the Hall of Storms? Here comes Toxicor. KLA will go and channel this, and there comes Curse for the macro machines. That is not silencing Entomb just yet, my friend. So it's their chance, but they have lost their bottom and their top fort, and none of their opponents are dead. Juke, did you just come over here to try and capture this and then realize you already had it? Is that what I just saw? I think that's what I just saw. Rodson comes in here, a little bit more together, but here comes everyone else. The Entomb is not quite up yet, 20 seconds. However, there's Hobby Deer Best Deer, goes in and gets 2 kills, and they're moving in here. They still have another 34 seconds of the curse, and they want blood. But here's the thing, here's the problem. They're all actually in the middle. They aren't actually behind an experience, but look at all the soak that they're not picking up in other lanes. However, you know what? They may make up the difference and kill. No, Toxicor does not actually go down. Juke City wanted that. Juke City wants his buried alive, wants to be able to keep Murder. That's twice now. Murder's been like, oh, hey, look at these walls. You know what I can do to walls? Woo-hoo! Apparently, Murder has been like hanging out with Sonya. And Sonya's like, oh, okay, whenever they put walls up, just go, oh! That's not true. Sonya whirlwinds out of them. But the joke? We're going to Rodson and Just Poet moving in here. Going to go ahead and get this taken care of right about quick. Juke City going to move up to the top. Say we want some experience. Our opponents, despite the fact we just got cursed, our opponents are ahead in experience, which seems like cheating. Bunches of damage. You're going to have Just Poet, moves forward, moves back. A lot of people in the middle. Just Poet needs to be careful. Is up to 125 stacks of static charge. Juke City. I like that name, I'm sorry. I realize that may not be the most intelligent thing to say, but it's the most rocket thing to say. Yep, that's the. If you ever do not actively stand next to the Nazguls, they're going to go ahead and go and take out a fort. Legit, and it may not be too late now. Oh, that we don't have these Sylvanas. We already have seen Toxicor use that. There is Hobby Deer Best Deer. Hobby Deer Best Deer getting absolutely shreked. A lot of damage coming through. We do go ahead and have the pushback. Toxicor trying to go haymaker down, but no, we do have Toxicor going down. But still trading a fort for Murden seems like a good trade. We do go and have this pushing, like up from the bottom. There goes their second. So right now, ultimately in terms of structures, this is the only difference. This structure up here with 12,000 hit points. But once again, here. But yeah, here's what I was going to say. If you are using it for scouting, it may legitimately be that you could, if you've only got like one fort left, you could go south and then immediately just wait like right here. Because you know, if possible, Nazguls is going to come this way and try and get your last structure. With this one, it's less assured because you don't know which direction they'll come from. seems possibly. However, there's KLA. KLA goes ahead and gets knocked completely out of left field. Haymaker coming in, getting value. Lone Wolf is in the middle of the entire enemy team. There's Just Poets becoming Just Dead. Now, this is not going to be cursed, but we do have the top boss being picked up right about now. And with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have nice bounce across coming from the Hogger. No attempt for bottom boss. I don't blame them. They did lose Tassadar. So their only damage would be Lunara. And Lunara is good damage, but good enough to go down there, start now, and finish by the time the Nazgulians come down there. The football Naz hooligans. Now everyone is back up and they know where they are. They did not actually start the boss. There is 150 stacks for the Tassadar. A lot of damage coming through. There is a massive... Oh, Sylvanas just gets absolutely shreked. Goes ahead and gets taken care of. Juke City is in the backline. Does go ahead and get that up. Juke City is in no man's land. Going to be no ghost land in a second. As the ghost does start to occupy it. You know what? Don't think about that too close. We do go in have KLA trying to channel this, but needs to be fighting. It is 1-for-1 at the moment. You don't have time to channel. You need to kill. You need to murder. Mimias getting murdered. A lot of damage coming through, but I do think Lucio will be able to save this. A lot of damage onto Jep. There is the Let's Break It Down. Does not save the dwarf, but we do go and have... Oh, there goes the Lunar. They got a little bit split in that fight. And we do go and have the re-engage coming in, but Juke City is just about back up. It's going to be a 4-and-4 in just a second, but not actually, just kidding, not really, as the Brightwing goes down. Here's the Toxic Color looking for this. Johanna does get out of there. A lot of damage on Jep. Jep goes on the ice walls in the very nick of time. Does go ahead and avoid that, but it looks like Leoric... No, Leoric comes back, tries to help out Ratson. Jep, staying alive, staying alive. 90 HP, staying alive.
Blue team dominated.
They have curse, but they say before we curse, we want to go ahead and boss. Bossing during curse is one of the worst things you can do. Bossing right before curse is super smart. Big brain, what? Hogger!
You shall know my wrath.
So they are deciding bottom lane is their win lane, because bottom lane has this big chunky boss walking up it. The Mimias will back out. They definitely remember, they're like, respect the cannons, guys. And as the boss is here, they say, okay, let the boss fight that. We don't want to spend all our resources, plus I think boss will take that. So they go in and just say, let's get all of the keeps. Let's get every keep. Let's get every kind of keep. I just want to kill all of them. I sing entirely too much, and you know what? I do not care. Murden goes down. The unstoppable does not mean unkillable, but they do get a kill on Johanna. A lot of their beef is gone, but you know what else is gone? Their core. There's game number 2 and the domination going to newly animated Nazguls. So, let me see if I can go in and get ourselves an interview right about quick. Jumping on into lobby 2. And then... Alright, so while we wait to see if anyone joins me here in this here lobby, we do go ahead in terms of damage. Tassadar leading the way, doing 58,000 damage, 52,000 coming out of Arcane, and then Jep comes in 3rd place. In terms of healing, oh wow, Lucio putting on a healing clinic, healing for 91,000. And then in terms of that ever-important soak, we do not have Vikings, so we can actually talk about this intelligently. We have Hogger soaking for 13,000, Leoric soaking for 12,000. Fantastic. And we are joined by Nemesis. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
This was, of course, the Sylvanas in the last game. Oh, and so we have Toxic as well.
Hello.
So, first of all, congratulations. Kind of give me a question to start off out. How you guys feeling right now?
Great.
I feel great too.
We had a rough game last night, so this is definitely pretty good feeling.
So, I do have a question from chat. Just because one of the people in chat is a Sylvanas main, and she is very confused over the build you're using with Sylvanas. Do you have any, like, I don't want to be like, explain your build, but, like, what made you pick these specific talents? Is there something specific to this matchup or the map or what?
So I'll be honest, I learned Sylvanas from our coach. He basically said, hey, this is how you should play Sylvanas. And essentially the percentage damage isn't as great as the one, especially if you take the double E. And so it gives me a lot of mobility and be able just to, do damage to the entire team. So it's, kind of like a mage, but not a mage. So I feel super comfortable in her, and, I just create push, which is my job essentially.
Well, you definitely do. I was definitely noticing whenever you were playing both games 1 and 2, it was basically, I almost felt like that you guys could stand in for a new kind of computer game where it's like, okay, your objective is to, you're not playing Heroes of the Storm. Your opponents are playing a tower defense game. Because if you are left if you are left unsupervised for any amount of time, you just walk up and start taking towers out.
Yeah, and that's what I love about Sylvanas is just making sure we get a full use of that trait. That trait just lets us push a wall, push a entire fort, and it really forces the opponent to think, crap, what do we do?
So I am sorry, but I do have to ask. So I'm guessing the vengeance with its dying breath, the fort taking you out at the beginning of game number 2 was one of the best things I've ever seen, but obviously not necessarily to plan.
I don't even know what to say to that. I'm at a loss. Toxic. I don't even know.
You took the damage from the tower. That's my job. So
you went and you got a. It's just one of those things where it was just. I swear, if we looked, it probably had 2 overkill or something. Because I did not think that last shot would finish you off, and then it did. I'm just like, well, you know what? At least the fort gets to die knowing it did something.
I just, I got procced, and I was like, crap, this is not going to be good. And I didn't have an E, and I was like, well, we're along for this ride.
So, going back to game number 1 was obviously the one on Sky Temple. Very, very different. I mean, granted, very, very normal build for you guys, but Sky Temple, normally I see teams sort of move around the map, avoid each other, and use the map objective. And it seemed like the map objective was a bonus for you all. For the most part, you were just moving around the map, being like, okay, just take everything, push everywhere. And, okay, the laser does some damage to the core eventually. Cool.
Yeah, and it's really I feel like any comp that we have that we throw Sylvanas in, it just creates, in general, just a lot of push. And so it's like, hey, if we could just out push and then, fight the objective or take the objective and not force fights, we just stay ahead. I mean, the saying is Sky Temple is the only map that you can win without team fighting. And I mean, it just shows that it's, we kind of made a mistake with that boss, so we will talk about that one. But, it's we just made sure we had fort advantage, and that's it.
I mean, I will say, as much as I appreciate the mistake on the boss because it really, really brought the game back into a very, very tense moment, can you tell me about that end of the game where it was basically you guys were pushing down until they showed back up top, and then you guys had the hearth, and there was just this very, very tense moment of whoever loses the next fight loses the match after, because you guys seemed to control it for a good long while, and then it came down to that.
Yeah, so I felt like we were very ahead, especially early, and then the boss call, we were too split. I think we take it if Hallgrave is an objective. And when we lost that boss, I think it just set us back. Instead of being behind, we just were even. And so, basically we just kept doing what we were doing. Just made sure, let's get our advantage back because what we're doing is working. We just made a slight mistake. And it showed, maybe it seemed like they were a little bit ahead, but the way we positioned, taking the objective, we got that lead right back. And so it really paid off. And we just made sure, just keep them in check. Don't let them over push because we learned yesterday, if you just let them push with a boss or something on core, you're not gonna win that race. it's not fun.
Not to mention, if you give macro machines an inch to work with, they'll take everything. So we couldn't allow that.
Well, you definitely walked into this match respecting them, and not wanting to give them any opportunity. You don't give them enough rope to hang themselves because they'll hang you instead.
They'll just ban all my tanks. That's all they'll do.
So I do want to ask, in game number 2, I was very surprised to see the Lucio come out, because usually I see Lucio paired with a tank that kind of needs that gap closer in order to really, really, like a garage to throw them back. Murden and Lucio is not a combination I see very often. Do you know why the Lucio was picked, or are neither of you the drafter? You're like, Mimius took it?
So I told them to take Lucio just because of the Lunar. Essentially, I know she's just going to sit there and poke damage. I know she's got a lot of burst when she gets her combo off, but if we just need something to just really deal with the poke, just the constant poke. And so, Lucio's really good at that. And on top of that, if we get into a chunky fight, throw the ult and save and then fight back. So definitely love the mobility of Lucio.
Plus, Murden doesn't need a help. He just jumps, haymakers, leaves.
Yep, that too.
Yep. So I didn't really need the speed boost. I just went in hoping to die, trade for a better person, hopefully their healer, and then, they win that fight afterwards.
Well, it definitely worked out a couple times. Plus, there were times that you didn't actually end up dying.
Yeah, that's a bonus.
So, last question I always ask everyone, even though I kind of know the answer already, where does newly animated Nazguls come from, the name?
So, I was waiting for this. So, this was, I guess, my pet project. Towards the end of last season, we knew that we were looking to essentially all pick up our stuff and leave the team, but stay in the organization. And essentially, Dodger said, hey, you can make a team, but it has to fit the normal criteria of timeless graveyards, of death, and it's got to be a moniker of a family member. And so I literally just fought forever. And, with the love of Lord of the Rings, I just came up with newly animated Nazguls, let the team vote on it, and here we are.
And we got jerseys and everything to prove it.
Yep, we got
Fantastic.
jerseys, the logo, everything, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it looks very, very nice. It is funny. I can't tell you how many people get confused because they'll be like, oh, watch out for Souls in slow-mo. And I'm like, okay, yes, watch out, but also it's not the same team.
Yeah.
Yes, we are the former Souls in slow-mo.
So then, that is all the questions I had for you. Let me go and turn it over to you for any shout-outs you want to give.
First off, got to shout out the wife, as always. She's always doing much shenanigans. She's actually taking her college class right now in the room right next to me, and I got really loud, and I could tell she just slammed her door. I was like, oops. Second, out to Toxic. Awesome scouts. There's a little secret sauce in the way we play, and so all the information he searches and finds out is extremely valuable. It helps a lot, and it does not go unnoticed. And then shout out to the rest of the team, including our subs, Fac and Z. They're not really subs, but they're around. You guys are awesome. This makes it a really fun season, and I hope we go somewhere with it.
Well, I certainly...
Shout out to the caster. It's always lovely to have Raka and most casters. And shout out to the other team. They was a hell of a match. Also, they have to deal with my toxicity in the lobby chats. So shout out to them as well.
Well, very, very, very good series. Very, very close. Horrifically, amazingly close. So... I do have to point this out here, and I do have to say it's not 100%, but it's something like 90%. You guys definitely earned that win, but you were also assisted by the Curse of Braxis, because 90% of the time, whoever bans Braxis when I'm casting loses. At one time, CCS managed to win while banning Braxis, but every other match I've casted this season where someone banned Braxis, they ended up losing. So I'm making that a thing.
And we won on Cursed Hollow, so it fits.
But enjoy the after party. We look forward to seeing you in future weeks. And
yes, much appreciated. Thank you for the cast, and have a good night.
Oh, my pleasure. So that will do it for me. Obviously, my name is Raka. If you don't know me, I don't know how you got here. I mentioned this at the end of game number 2. If you're not following the channel and you can't talk in chat, follow the channel. within a day, the next time I'm casting a game that you want to watch, you'll be able to talk. And it's not like you have like a follow limit. It's not like Twitch limits you. So just press the stupid button. But regardless, I will see you all next time. Right now, we're actually going to raid over to Orsmanthius because this mad lad is actually casting 3 series in a row. He's like the self-proclaimed heroic division caster. He's picked one of the 3 matches that's happening right now to cast, and then right as soon as it's done, he's going to go and cast the replay cast of the other 2. It's going to be really funny if the one he's casting is one in a domination and the other 2 are like 3 game sets, so he just has to like wait. I'm evil, but I don't care. You will go over and say hi to him. Be awesome. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next time. Tomorrow night, I'm actually casting Storm Division, so look forward to that.